Oh, no.
Oh, hello.
Oh, you didn't see that. You didn't see that.
Oh, how are
Oh,
we?
technology.
Mm,
Yes, we are. Yeah, we're fantastic, aren't we?
absolutely, we are. We've been. This has been. When did the nominations go live? Was it December?
Yeah. It was 1st of December, I believe.
Mm, yeah. So
You
yeah.
saw
So
nothing.
obviously, yeah. Any of the eagle-eyed people there might have just seen something, but yeah. So yeah, this is the night that all the nominees are being announced for all of the different categories for the Debug Indie Game Awards that will be taking place the 25th of April at the Debug Games Festival. And the Debug Game Awards is Indie Game Awards, sorry, is sponsored by Game Maker. So thank you very much for Game
Hmm.
Maker.
For a second year running. So
Mm,
yes, thank you once again
absolutely,
to
absolutely,
those fine folks up in Scotland.
absolutely. Right.
Right. So, does everyone want us to get straight into it, or would you like us to tease you a little bit more first?
You love to do that.
Okay, okay.
Like a
Bad
bit of a
Tasty Games
tease, eh?
likes a bit of a tease. A bit of a tease.
Who
Right. So,
doesn't?
I'll give you some background. We've got 16 categories to give you some nominees for today. Each of those has got 6 games, which is 96 nominees, which is an awful lot,
Mm,
actually.
yeah,
Every time I do this, I always think, ah, it's not that many, but 96 is, yeah, quite a lot.
that is a lot.
But yeah, we've spent, wow, the whole of February and the whole of March basically coming to the conclusion, getting 3,000 plus games
Oh,
down to 96.
that's not a task that most people would, you know,
Oh no,
that's a lot of time spent, right?
and I'll be honest, behind the scenes, even today, we were
Yeah.
arguing over some of them.
Oh,
It was
really?
like there's so many really good games that
Hmm.
it was just like at some point you have to draw the line.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so yeah, rest assured, everything that's nominated we think is at least very interesting in one way or another. Obviously
Hmm.
in their different categories.
Yeah,
So yeah, without further ado, let's go through them, shall we?
let's do it. What's the first category?
The first category is the award for mental
Ooh,
health.
here we go.
So the concept of this category, as it's been for the last 3 years that we've done this now, these are games which are either good for your mental health or which are very or might need you to help me
Do
here
they kind
actually.
of like
Yeah.
promote?
Yes, they promote good
Yeah,
mental health. It may be that they're telling a story which is mental health focused,
yeah.
or that, like I said, specifically they are
Hmm.
a way for you to improve your mental health. So
Yeah.
it's two sides of the same coin there, and yeah, that's the category. So we've got, in alphabetical order, of course, and Roger.
Here we go. He's got the voice already.
Citizen Sleeper 2 Star Wars Vector. Very good game.
Awesome.
Constance. Wonder Stop. Wednesdays and Without a Dawn. Without a Dawn is very interesting art style on that one.
I was about to say it looks very I don't want to say play date, but do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, sort
Just
of
the kind of well the just from the
one.
visual there.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it's one bit, because
No.
you've got more than 2 colors there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's 3 or 4 different colors,
Yeah.
and the whole game is like that. It's, yeah,
Oh,
super
that's cool.
super interesting. Same goes for Wednesdays. Actually, to be honest, even though these are not really within the category of graphics or art style,
Yeah.
um, they all look great.
Mm. I think that's the thing though, isn't it? Is trying to because I'm assuming. there's a couple games maybe up for a couple of awards, or is it, you know, as in what I mean? For example, could Without Dawn be in another category, or
You never know.
I'm not. Obviously, I don't. By the way, for anyone watching, I don't know these, so you're seeing all of these. You're literally as I am. So yeah,
Yeah, no, this these have very much been put together by the magazine team, which is
yes,
uh yeah, that's that's who's been agonizing over these decisions.
absolutely. And I can't. Yeah, like I said, I can't imagine that's an easy task. So
No, no, it really isn't.
mm,
Okay, so on to the next category.
awesome.
Next slide, please. So this is the award
Ooh,
for accessibility. Similar in theme, these are games which are either accessible or promote the theme of accessibility.
right.
So yeah, nice and simple explanation there. So we've got Adventure to Fate Dungeons, and that's a mobile game, this one.
Oh,
And
amazing.
it is ridiculously accessible. You can play the entire game with just your voice. So
Oh wow,
yeah, super interesting
that's
and
amazing.
incredibly incredibly relevant here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I've obviously I'm not going on a tangent here, but I have seen a game before where you can do the entire thing. It was believe it was a mobile game as well.
Mm.
Um, but you could move the character with your eyes,
Oh,
as in it was
interesting.
tracking your eyes. So it's
That's
great to see
great.
another game that's using voice, for example. That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
So we've got an unplayable game question mark exclamation mark.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not quite such an obvious statement. It's a question and a statement.
It is.
Is it unplayable? I do actually know quite a bit about this game, but I'm wondering whether we should leave it until we do our videos on the games.
Maybe.
It's yeah, this game's a little bit of an outlier, and I asked I asked a few people within accessibility what they thought because it's not your typical accessible game. It's a
Hmm.
game that's about accessibility. So
Okay.
it's telling a very important narrative. So um, ultimately, we decided that it was really important to
Have it as part of that category, right?
exactly.
Makes sense.
Um, then we have Laser Dance, which is a MetaQuest VR game. So again, three completely different games on three completely different platforms. We've got Squeak Cross, Home Squeak Home. We've got
Oh,
Trash Goblin. I believe we may have had Trash Goblin as one of our, in case you not in case you missed it, most anticipated games in the
mm,
past, and we've
yes.
certainly covered it quite a bit in the magazine. So
Yeah.
that was a pretty obvious fit. And then we've got Wednesdays again. So
Amazing.
you're going to notice a theme that there are some games which are very much worthy of being in multiple categories, and that is
Absolutely.
one of them.
Awesome. That's a very good lineup. Ooh.
Absolutely. So this is my personal favorite category, and this is one where I got to listen to about 300 soundtracks over the course of 2 months, and these ones are absolutely fantastic. So we've got I'm not sure how to pronounce this Cabernet,
I would
which
say that, yeah.
has got vampire vibes. We've got Dispatch, which is a really interesting concept for a game. It's you know the concept of like a dispatch operator, a 911 or 999 operator essentially,
Yeah.
but for superheroes. So
Ah,
so yeah, that's
the
definitely
art
different.
style is stunning. Like,
Yeah, we're really starting to see this within indies. Is that a lot of focus is now being put on the
hmm, that's
art and
amazing.
gameplay, and well, these are the best of the best, right? It's
Yeah.
this of the 3,000 games which we were submitted, which is certainly not all of them, but it's a significant number.
Hmm.
This was these are what we believe to be the best. So there you go. We've got Nights in Tight Places, which is one that Nick was particularly keen to include.
I could imagine.
We've we've got Off, the inspiration to Toby Fox and Undertale. We've got The Nightling, and we've got Unbeatable.
Amazing.
So I noticed there's a question there which has been starred.
Yes. So let's bring that one up. So, how did you assemble all the nominations for each category? Did the magazine team have to know into which each candidate fitted?
Okay, so luckily, a lot of the work was done for us by the submitter. So these are all submitted by either the people who made the game or their, publisher or PR representative. Somebody who is involved with the game submitted these games to us and they chose the categories in which they believe that they deserve to win.
Right.
Either that or they're submitted by members of the public. And in which case, so there are a handful of games here which haven't been submitted by the developers or anyone within the team, but yeah, the majority have been submitted by the people, and they chose the categories in which they believe they deserve to be in. For the most part, we kept those in the categories, but there are a few that we believed, hey, you really should have submitted yourself for this category because, for example, your soundtrack is great, but they just didn't submit for it, which we thought was, quite surprising. And also things
Yeah.
like, voice acting, which will be coming up later. I suppose it's a case of what we've noticed is that some people will submit for every single category,
Yeah.
whether they should or not, and then there's some people who will just submit for one, and I suppose it's a case of not wanting to be too big-headed. There's probably a better word for that, but everybody has got their own level at which they're comfortable in terms of self promo, right?
Yeah.
So I can imagine that it's a case of, oh, I'll just submit for the one that I think I should be in, and everything else, yeah, exactly, their strong suit.
Yeah.
So yeah, some of them we moved about because we thought this game really should be in this category. And yeah, anyway, that's me rambling, but that's the general gist.
That's the answer for you, right? There you
That's
go.
the answer. Okay, so let's move on to the next category, which is related somewhat, best sound design.
Ooh.
So this is specifically sound that's not music, and you will notice that Unbeatable was in both of these categories because the audio is fantastic, as it is for all of these.
Yeah.
Routine, I actually really like the visual style of.
I was about to say that looks
It's like a
very
little,
cool.
it's like a little retro computer robot
Mm.
buddy.
Yeah. It
Skate
does look
Story
cool.
also. I was actually having this conversation with Nick whilst we were putting these images together.
Yeah.
Is we were saying these games all look really cool,
Hmm.
even the ones that are in completely random categories that are not visually related. They just look so cool.
Yeah. 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 The
Um,
what's the Arctic Awakening? That
uh,
looks cool.
yeah, that's definitely one of Nick's choices.
Hmm.
It's not one that I can claim to know much about.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it is it's not all up to me, right?
No.
It's the magazine team as a whole. So it may not necessarily be my choice. It may be Nick's choice. It may be someone else's yeah, somebody's choice, and then we come together and we look at the benefits, and we also look at with each submission we've got what's called the justification. So when they submit their game, they explain why they believe they deserve to be nominated for that category. We look at it
Right.
on its merits, and then we say, okay, yeah, that seems fair. It looks good. The vast majority of these played. Obviously, there's some categories that are more important to listen than to play. Something like narrative is very important that we play through. So, yeah, you get the idea.
Beautiful. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, just to
Excellent
go through
selection.
these, just to go through these for those who aren't able to
Yes.
visually see what's on screen,
Mhm.
is Arctic Awakening, Fretless, The Wrath of Ripson, Routine, Skate Story, The Nightling, and Unbeatable.
Amazing. That's a great
Um,
lineup.
I would say so. And this is only the fourth category. We've got
That's, it's just,
we've got 12
yeah,
more.
this is amazing.
So next category,
Ooh.
best voice acting. So a couple here that you'll have seen just now. Arctic Awakening, Dispatch, Rosewater, The Drifter, The Haunting of, I'm assuming, Johnny Evers, Yoni Avers, one of
Maybe.
those, and Unbeatable. Oh
Starting to see,
yes,
yeah, like you
oh
said, a
yes.
couple that are starting to really, they're across different variants. But I guess, like you say, you got
Mm.
sound design, soundtrack, and then,
And then voice acting.
voice acting. So I guess, that, yeah, I get it. You can
Generally,
see
if
why.
generally if they get audio right, they get audio right. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, that's the best voice acting category. Next up is best art direction.
Ooh.
So this is specifically art direction. It's not necessarily graphics.
Hmm.
Most of them look great, but it's more the vibes in this category. So you'll notice here, By Sweet Carol is like a hand drawn kind of Disney-esque
About to say, it looks very
visuals.
Disney-esque. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's this category especially. I really implore you to Google these games and look at what they look like because these thumbnails are only going to show you so much.
Yep.
Um, so we've got Dreams of Another, which also has a super interesting visual style.
Mhm.
Gloomy Eyes, Routine, The Seance of Blake Manor, and our new friend Unbeatable.
Our new friend. Love that. Oh, we got another question. For the awards, do you put together a program with bits about all the categories and nominations? Oh, what do you mean? As in what, a physical? Do you mean a physical program for the actual event itself, or do you
Yeah,
mean?
I assume that's what the question is
Hmm.
referring to. As
Yeah.
so kind of yes. So in in the April issue of Debug magazine, we do actually have a more in depth look at all of these games. So that's essentially our way of doing that.
Yeah.
I assume that's what you meant. Obviously, if you meant something else, do okay. Yes,
There you
yes, a
go.
physical. Yeah, that's exactly what we do. They will be available at the ceremony.
Amazing.
So yeah, that's that question answered.
It's a good
Thanks.
question. I was going to say, if
Yeah,
anyone in the chat has got any questions about the awards, just pop them in there, and when we have a bit of in between, then we'll bring them up.
yeah. Please do because I don't always think about telling you these things.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
spend so
Absolutely.
much time putting this together that we think surely everyone knows that we're doing a magazine, and you know we don't think about every detail. So
Absolutely.
okay, so next
Here
category.
we go.
This is a fun one. Best gameplay.
Best gameplay. Oh, there's some
Yeah.
corkers here as well, I tell you.
So this for some people is the category to end all categories.
Hmm.
This is
Yeah.
the one. This is really what it's all about. Forget the graphics, forget the sound. This is the core gameplay. How fun is it?
Hmm.
Um, so we've got Axis, which we have had in our awards before in the past as one of our most anticipated titles.
Yeah.
And it was indeed shortlisted because it is awesome. It is a really great game. If you've ever played Cooler World, the PlayStation game from probably about
Mm.
30 years ago now,
Hmm.
you will be familiar. This is kind of like the modern Super Neon
Yeah.
reimagining of that
Yeah.
sort of title.
Hmm.
We've got Glitch Spanker.
What a name! I love that name, Glitch Spanker. Wow.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I will say no more about that title.
I like that.
Into the Restless Ruins. Yeah, say that 5 times fast.
Best name. Hey John, how you doing?
We've got Catanaut, which is again one that we've been talking about in the magazine quite a bit, and I
Yes.
realize that one of these questions relates to that. I will come back to that in a moment.
Yeah.
We've got Spooky Express, which is super spooky, and we've
Like
got
that.
the Nightling, which
Nice.
again is one of our favorites that we've spoken about throughout 2025. So, to that question,
This one.
have you worked out how many of these nominated games you've covered in the magazine so far? Um, Most of them, I
Mm.
think. I think the
Yeah.
vast majority of them. I think that it's fair to say that there's definitely an overlap between our readers, the developers who submit their games to us for the magazine, and then the awards. So there's definitely an overlap. Um, and if we've had a chance to play a game a fair bit, which for anything that we've covered before, we obviously know that it's pretty good. In addition to these categories, we do have a couple of our own categories which are like strictly our choice.
Yeah.
Which there's no nominees. It's basically just this is our choice for the category. So I'll explain those categories towards the end, perhaps.
Hmm.
But yeah, these are all nominees, and then the actual final decision is actually not made by us directly. And again, I will go into
No.
that. I'll go into that momentarily. So we do the shortlisting for the nominees, and then the final decision is our panel. But yeah,
Panel. Yeah.
I'll explain that towards the end. Unless someone asks, of course, and then I will explain it sooner.
That will probably be the next question now. That's a good
So
question. Thank you.
yeah, that's a great one, Tufty. So next one, best
Ooh.
narrative. So again, this is the story. This is not the gameplay. This is not the graphics. This is not the sound. This is all about the story.
Story.
And these 6 games, boy, do they have a great story.
Hmm.
So we've got Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward Vector. We've got Dispatch. We've got Old Skies, which also cool art style. We've got The
Yeah.
Drifter.
Absolutely.
Drifter is a really, really super interesting art style too. We've definitely covered that in the magazine.
Hmm.
The Root Trees Are Dead. Now that's one of the few that we hadn't heard of prior to this process. So that was really fun to discover.
Yeah. It's the first time I've ever heard of that.
Mm. And it's got this real sort of like 1950s American traditional family sort of vibes, right? In
Nice.
just in that one image that you can see.
Yeah.
But all is not as it seems.
No.
There's always trouble in
Okay.
paradise. And then finally Wednesdays, um, which again, super cool art style.
Absolutely. That's a great
Okay,
lineup.
so that's the halfway point. 8 of 16 categories. So category 9, best VR game.
Oh.
Now this is a particularly interesting category for us because we don't really cover VR too much in the magazine because it's a very very hard medium to convey in static print because
Yeah.
VR really is about it's about experiencing it yourself. So we do cover VR, but it's not one of our main focuses. So yeah, that's a super interesting category. VRE hard and
That's good. I
yes,
like that.
very good. So we have Arcan Age, Banners and Bastions, Ghost Town, Laser Dance, My Monsters, and The Midnight Walk. All
Midnight Walk looks very familiar.
yes.
Hmm.
I felt the same way. It feels a little bit Zelda-y.
Maybe it's that. Yeah, maybe it is that.
Yeah, a little bit sort of Ocarina of Time
Yeah.
esque,
Hmm.
which is definitely not a bad thing.
No.
That's if you're gonna have inspiration, something like that is one of the better options.
Yeah.
So yes, that's best VR game. These all of these games we've had to experience in VR, MetaQuest VR for the most part, for those who are wondering. Um,
I do actually have a question myself in regards to
sure.
VR. Have you
Hmm.
had many um, what's the word? Nominations, sorry,
Hmm.
for any PSVR stuff? Because obviously I've started to notice myself. So we got a
Hmm.
PSVR 2 at Christmas. Well, I bought it for my partner Amy,
Hmm.
and we started really getting into VR. Like PSVR 1 or the first one, we didn't really bother. Kind of tinkered with MetaQuest before, but did you see many PSVR 2 sort of nomination, like games for nomination?
To be honest, no.
Really?
The vast majority were MetaQuest.
Right,
I'm
right.
wondering whether that's just because it's easier to give
Get into the
keys.
store or something. Oh, and
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
It's also MetaQuest is a cheaper platform. It's easier to get hold of.
yeah.
So I don't really know what the logic is, but yeah, if I also I can't show everyone, but I do also have a spreadsheet open which is all of the nominees
Yes, don't show
and
that.
literally apart from two, all of them are
Yeah,
MetaQuest.
right,
So
right.
yeah, the vast majority are Meta. So yeah, take from that what you will. Certainly interesting. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
is. Yeah, I think like MetaQuest, has just been quite accessible, isn't it? Because obviously you've got
Mm,
I don't, the budget's the wrong word, but there is a starter version, isn't there, of the
mm.
MetaQuest, and then isn't there then like a more expensive version, kind of all singing, all dancing version?
Well, the Quest 2 can be had extremely cheaply now,
Right.
and
Ever since it's through, yeah.
yeah, and it's a still a great piece of hardware. I mean, I've still got one at home
Yeah.
that I
Right.
use for well, the one VR game that everyone plays, right?
Beat Saber.
Is yeah, Beat Saber.
I'll tell you
It's
what, we're going on a tangent here, but have you played the game The Room?
I've watched the movie The Room.
No, not that. Yeah, there's a VR game called The Room, which is very, very good. That's also on PSVR 2, but I originally
Mm,
played it on the MetaQuest. Um,
mm,
yeah, but yeah, there's some really
yeah,
good VR stuff out there, and I
there
think
is.
a lot of times it's getting missed. A lot of these
Mm,
VR games,
mm.
so it's good that this is shining a light on some for sure.
I think so too, and I think it's fair to say that some of these have not necessarily been in the spotlight as much as others.
Yeah.
But we don't really go on popularity. We go on what we think is great.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, same devs as Ghost Town.
Oh,
Interesting.
nice. There you go then. So yeah, without a doubt. I
So
mean, to
that's
be fair, don't get me wrong, all of these games are amazing, but yeah, yeah,
yeah.
amazing.
Well, there you go. Ghost Town is great, hence why it's been shortlisted.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so the room should probably be quite good too. I'm going to check it out actually.
Genuinely,
Mm.
you won't regret that. It's really cool.
We need to. I mean, again, it's a bit of a tangent, but we as a magazine, as a brand, as an entity, we need to find a way to do more VR content for sure.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to do in print because it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
trust me, this looks really good when it's not on the page. But yeah, the
Yeah.
VR has a certain look that when it's just like a screenshot, you can't really tell what it's like at all, right?
I mean, obviously you can do the rundown right in the magazine with a couple screenshots, but then, if we happen to have put any footage onto the Debug YouTube channel, for example, then you could then do a QR to that video.
Yeah. Just print it in 3D
Something
with
like that.
those red blue glasses. Hey,
Or do that.
maybe we could try that.
Absolutely. Keep talking and nobody dies is fun in VR, but also good not in VR. Interesting. That's the other interesting thing is a lot of developers seem to now be taking the route of it being available to do both. So you don't
Mm,
have to necessarily play it in VR. Like for example, they did that
yeah.
with the most recent Alien Incursion game. Is it Rogue Incursion? I think it's
Mm.
only part one out at the moment or something. But that again, that's really good, by the way. You need to play that as well. But then they patched it and released it as a single player experience as well. So
Do you remember for our first awards, we had a game called The The Last Worker.
yes, yes, I do. Yeah.
It was a sit down VR experience
Mhm.
where in the game you're sat down, but in real life you're sat down, and you're sort of like piloting a mech rig type situation.
That's cool.
Um,
Yeah.
so it really translated quite well, and that's one that I personally that was my personal choice to win
Mhm.
in our 2024 awards. Unfortunately, it's not down to me, but
No.
that was my personal pick, as it were. I was outvoted. It's how it goes.
It happens.
But that yeah, it's I'm just saying that because I think it's one you should check out,
Hmm.
basically. Because a lot of these VR games, they do very well,
Yeah.
but just like with gaming in general, once they've been out a little while, people kind of forget that they exist, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's
Hence why we're doing this.
yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
Absolutely.
moving swiftly on from that thought there, let's go straight to slide number 10, which is the best UK
Ooh.
indie. Now, I realize not everyone watching is going to be UK based, but we
No.
are. So this is one where we get to give a little bit of love to a game which is predominantly made or entirely made, depending, within our own shores. So yeah, this is the best UK indie. We've got Cabernet again, which is the vampire vibes. Citizen Sleeper 2, Into the Restless Ruins, Routine, Stories from Soul, the Gun Dog, which is got your 80s and 90s anime vibes.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, hey there, Space
There
Colony
you go.
Studios. There we go. So, Tales of Iron 2, Whiskers of Winter. And yeah, that's the best UK indie category. So these are games which I either entirely or predominantly made within the UK.
Yeah.
And it's important for us to be just a little bit patriotic and say, hey, this stuff was made here, and we're proud.
Got a question here. Are all these games ones that have been released since the last awards, or do you have older ones? No, some of these are actually older, aren't they? Am I right in saying that? They
No,
definitely are, aren't they?
yeah. So there's a little bit of nuance. So for the most
Hmm.
part, the games for the majority of our categories have to have been released in the year leading up to this year. So
Right.
in this case, it's 2025.
Okay.
However, if a game has been re-released with significant improvements, such as the case with Off, it gets a new shot.
Okay. That makes sense because Stories from Seoul
Mm.
was at Bristol last year. So that makes sense,
Mm,
which was obviously
yes.
2025. Okay, cool, perfect. That all makes sense now. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
great. Thank you for
Exactly.
answering that.
So yeah, this is a fun category because these are games where what one would assume the majority of the developers may even be at the show.
Mm,
I
yes,
know that at least half of these have confirmed that they will be, so we will see. We will see.
amazing.
Again, more on that later because there are tickets up for grabs.
Yep,
We've got a lot of stuff to discuss later, haven't we?
we 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 have. That's fine. We got a bit of
So
time. We're all good.
so six
Amazing.
more categories.
Let's do it.
So the Innovation and Creativity Award. So
Very cool.
this is one about doing something different.
Hmm.
All of these games do something a little bit unusual, something that you don't usually see. I again, it's just an image here, but I highly, highly, highly recommend checking out these games, looking them up, and then telling us which one you think should win.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got six again. We've got Banquet for Fools, Sicklier Journey, Dead Letter Department, Deck of Haunts, Into the Restless Ruins, and Ruffy and the Riverside.
Very cool.
And I've just been sent a message from our games editor Nick, and he's saying it could be a mechanic or it could be an unusual genre fusion.
Okay.
So yeah, this is a super fun category. Um, these games are all doing something a little bit different.
Ruffy.
Yeah, fantastic game.
Yeah.
Great soundtrack too.
Mm, yeah, it's a good game for sure.
So next category is physical release of the year.
Ooh.
So you'll notice Stories from Soul again there. So this is specifically for the physical release.
Yes.
So we have Absalom Special Edition, Defused for Game Boy Color, Foolish Mortals Big Box Edition, very specifically the Big
That
Box
is cool.
Edition. It's a beast.
I've seen it. Yeah, it is very
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, yeah.
We've got Make Way, which I believe is secret mode.
I think you are correct.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We have, interestingly, Ninja
Oh.
Gaiden Ragebound, not one of the mainline Ninja Gaiden games. It's a
Oh, is it
Ninja
what
Gaiden. It's a Ninja
spin-off?
Gaiden game that's been, or Ninja Gaiden actually.
Hmm.
I should say that correctly. Ninja Gaiden.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's sort of like a side quest game.
Ah,
It's 2D sort of pixel art vibes.
yeah.
And I've just been told that I should have said it's Stories from Soul the Gundog is Starship Edition specifically. That's the version that we're judging here. Okay, question from Tufty. Given that I am working my way through the magazine chronologically, I feel like the vast bulk of these games are as yet in my future.
Taking
Yes,
notes.
you have many, many issues to go, and they also get bigger as they go. You'll find that some of them, yes, Make Way did get a physical release.
Yeah, even I didn't know that, to be fair.
It's
Yeah.
actually got two physical releases.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, one is a sort of one is a coding box, and one is an actual game on cartridge.
Wow.
So yeah, that's the physical release of the year. That's a very, very, very important category to us because we are physical. We love physical
100%.
games. You only have to look behind me to see that I've got a bunch of physical stuff. Not as much as I would like, but honestly, I've had zero time this whole year to uh,
Hmm.
to sort the shelf out. But there you go. Eventually,
It
I'll
will
have to
get
fill
there.
it. Maybe I'll have to fill it with some of these games.
Hmm.
These six physical releases of the year.
Absolutely.
Okay, super. So we've got four more categories.
Here we
The
go.
next one is
Ooh.
free play awards. So these are games which are completely free. No,
Yeah.
no two ways about it. They're free. You could just go and play them. Um, and they're all very, very different from each other. So we have an unplayable game, which was within our accessibility category because it's free. It's on Steam. Zero pounds, dollars, euros, yen. It won't cost you anything.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, no bitcoins, none of
Mm.
that. So we've got Old Timer Transport, which is essentially a racing game where you're elderly folk.
No way.
And being free makes them very accessible.
Mm.
Pin-Up Solitaire, which is a little bit left field for what we would usually cover, but it's a really, really good solitaire game and it's free. So that's the criteria.
Absolutely.
We've got Poco, which is one that Nick was very, very excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic game. We've covered that in the magazine too. Tablecraft and Type Help. Now, Type Help is interesting because it's fully text based.
Oh, really?
No
Wow.
no graphics, fully text based.
Wow.
But
Text-based.
despite having no visuals, fantastic.
Mm.
So,
Very cool.
what I would say is you've got no excuse not to go and get these games because they're all free. So just go and get them, add them to your library, and enjoy.
So these are all Steam releases, right?
So not necessarily.
Or itch pages, I guess.
Yeah, some. So Type Help is an itch release. Poco's Pinup Solitaire, I believe, is also an itch release. The others, I'm pretty sure are Steam releases. I don't have the information in front of me, unfortunately, but
No, but it's going to be one of those two, basically.
Tablecraft is meta, apparently.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah. Text-based adventure Robotron will love it. And he is going to be there at the Debug Games Festival.
There you go.
Robotron, for those who aren't aware, is the man behind the dark room.
Mm-hmm.
So come to the event
And obviously they'll actually be doing the show.
and doing the show. Yes, not just chilling. I mean, chilling
No.
too, but also doing the show.
Yeah.
I'm also putting up my hand for text adventures. You know, it's
Seriously.
we've never published a text adventure. It could be quite an interesting one to put in the magazine because it's just text.
Well, this is it because you don't really hear of many. You see a lot of visual novels, but you don't see text adventures very often. So
No.
that's interesting.
Mm.
That is interesting. Maybe we'll see more soon. You never know.
Yeah. So we're in the home straight now. How will you find the light switch? Well, fun. Yes. I was gonna be an absolute nerd about it and tell you about the venue's lighting system, but I've realised that this is not the
Oh
time.
God!
This is not the time or the place.
And he would not end. That conversation would go on for a while.
Oh yes, but it's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
There you go. Right, so we're in the home stretch now. We've got 3 categories left. We've got so next up, we've got the Retro World Award.
Yeah.
So these are games which are specifically published for retro platforms.
Awesome.
They have to have been released in some form throughout 2025. Eartheon technically has not been released on Mega Drive, but the Steam version is a Mega Drive ROM. So we let that one through. But yeah, these are all 2025 releases. Fantastic. So we've got Buck and the Cursed Cartridge, which is a Game Boy Color title. We've got Defused, which is again a Game Boy Color title. We've got Eartheon, Gas Station Story, which is visually quite intriguing. Again, Game Boy Color, so that's four Game Boy Color. Sorry, three Game Boy Color games, and yeah, Earthbound is Mega Drive.
Yeah.
Mavericks Baghdad Extraction. I believe that's also Game Boy Color. So yeah, we've got a lot. We've got a lot of Game Boy Color, and there you go, self-simulated, also Game Boy Color. Game
Well,
Boy
this is
Color is the console of 2025.
it. Really does seem to be. And yeah, not a bad thing at all. I think
Mm.
there's a lot of development going on for the Game Boy Color. It seems to me that last year was very Game Boy. Now it's Game Boy Color. So I don't know
And
what.
2024, well, for us 2024, so games throughout
Mhm.
2023, NES was pretty
Yeah,
big,
that's
right?
true.
It's
That's true.
interesting. It goes through in it seems to have it be in cycles, yeah.
Yeah.
Game Boy remains a popular console even today. Some great games here. And also playing Stint games, you are very welcome.
Oh, Mavericks is NES. There you go.
Oh, is it?
There you go.
Okay, well, same thing.
Ne- Let's
No,
face it, John's the NES king, right? So
so
he's
he
gonna
would
know.
know. He would know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's just a little hole in my knowledge there. 96 games, I'm going to get a few bits of details wrong.
It happens. It happens.
But yeah, that's the Retro World Awards. These are all retro titles, games for older systems. Um, look out for N64 next year, according to Alistair.
Well, yes, that is interesting. Yes, because there's a what is it called? There's a not Bit Boy. It's called. Oh, you might know it.
Mm,
There's a game that's coming out on N64, Dreamcast, and something else, and you're a robot. Oh God, someone might in the chat
mm.
might know what it is. I only
It-
learnt about it today.
well, it's not Chibi Robo, but it sounds like it.
Yeah, it character looks similar-ish. Um, that's gonna bug me now. I can't remember what it was.
Mm.
Anyway,
We'll have to come back for that one.
yeah, I think, but yeah, N64, I can see that there is starting to be that rise of development
Well,
for it.
this is an interesting category because it feels like the chat's got very excited over this one.
Hmm. Yeah, I
It's
wonder if
it's
Switch Online Game Boy will
it's
ever.
it's almost like we both have a sort of retro um past.
Hmm.
Well, don't we all have a retro past? But
Absolutely.
there we go.
So many games and platforms to fiddle with. Yeah.
Junk Runner Pyrite.
Oh, Pyrite, yeah. Is it Pyrite? Yeah, Pyrite 64 or whatever it's called, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'll have to check it out. I'm not familiar.
Are you not? Wow.
No, no.
Honestly, check it
It's
out.
I've been very, very heavily on the modern indies
Yeah.
um over the
Well,
last few years.
well
It's coming to
Pyrite's.
Engage, apparently.
Oh, really? Right, okay. Wow.
That's different.
Engage. Is there a big market for that? Well, it doesn't have to be a big market, right? It's just what people enjoy playing, but
I mean, it wasn't until Alistair released an Engage cartridge.
that's true, yeah.
I mean, I
Alistair's the man, right? He it's just crazy the sort of stuff he does because he's
if
always very different as well.
if there's a platform that has very few games, he will release a game for it.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I won't say what he's working on, but he's working on some pretty crazy stuff at the moment. Which when people find out, they're gonna find it
Really.
yeah, pretty interesting, pretty interesting, quite noteworthy.
That's awesome.
But there you go. I'll leave that to Alistair if he wants to say anything. But otherwise, we can move on to the next category.
Let's do it.
Spectrum Next free coming soon. Yes, I have one of those coming.
Do you?
Yes, we're going to be doing a little bit of a special.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Very cool. Very cool.
ZX ZX Spectrum Next
Flip. Flea on the
Oh.
arsehole, please don't let that be a thing. Oh God, no, please no.
Why not? Why not? Right, two categories left.
Yep.
We've got boom,
Oh, here we
best
go.
best new studio. So this is not about the game. This is about the studio and their impact that they've made through their first release.
Yep.
So we have 6 in this category: Ad Hoc Studio, D-Cell Games, which I assume is the battery, Evil Trout Incorporated or Inc., Little Sewing Machine, Space Colony Studios, hey,
There you go.
and Space Lion Studios, which is the coolest name ever.
Space Line Studios.
Evil Trout. Yeah, I like all of these names actually. There's something pretty cool about indie studio names. They tend to go for the weird and wonderful.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about India, isn't it? It's not tied to some big. Do you know what I mean? They're not tied to some big publisher or whatever. They can do
Yeah.
what they want. They're free to do what they want.
Evil
For
Trout and
wood.
Space Line are probably bitter enemies in some TV series canon. Yes.
Yeah, 100%. So much joy here when we cheer on the nominees as they appear in the show. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's so yeah, that's that category, and then that just leaves us one more
Amazing.
category. So let's go and find a drum roll, shall we?
Do we have one on here? I guess we probably do. Not quite the drum roll I was expecting. Ooh. What on earth is going on?
Anyway.
There we go. Oh, that sounds like Mortal Kombat.
Test your might.
There it is.
Anyway, the final category is
Ooh,
most anticipated. So these are the games that are not out yet.
Awesome.
Yeah, so there's all of these are super interesting games actually. I can say a lot about all of them. Adventures of a Cat in Space is a point and click adventure that's hand drawn, and it's about, well, you're a cat and you accidentally get blasted off into space in a rocket, and you have to rectify the situation. Yep. Lightfoot Bros Games, there we go. Sleepy Time Village.
Interesting question here, actually.
Yes. So we're doing something a little bit different with this year. We got so many entries that we're going to do a separate stream for this.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was impossible to truly go through them all. So we're gonna do a special stream where we highlight more of them.
Okay.
Because I'll be honest, whittling it down to 6 was not going to happen. Some of you may remember that we had 24 nominees a couple of years ago. So we're probably going to do, well, we are going to do the same thing again this time, but we're going to do those in a separate stream. Because
will that be next week? Will it?
Yes.
Amazing.
For Thursday though, not Tuesday.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. Back to the normal slot of Thursday. Yep.
Awesome. Has there ever been a game in this category that wasn't able to make it to completion?
That's also a good question. Cute Tiger Gems smashing them out of the park today.
Okay, so I'm not entirely sure what that means.
As in, so these games that are most anticipated of the games ever nominated, are there ones that literally never came out? So
Yeah, actually, that's such a good question. I don't know the
Hmm.
answer because
Yeah.
there are a number that haven't come out yet.
Hmm.
I mean, and it's been at least a year since the last one, and yeah, there's still games that haven't come out yet. So
Very much deserved, Tom, by the
um,
way.
with his tall story,
Tall story, bro.
I do like that logo. It's just his
It is a
story.
cool logo, isn't it?
It's a tall story.
Mm.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it is cool. Put them
Yeah, I
all up in
should.
this
So yeah,
chat. It's going, isn't it?
I should read these out. So we've got the Adventures of a Cat in Space. We've got Modulus Factory Automation. We've got My Familiar, Sleepy Time Village, Something Meaningful, and Stretch Monster. Now, Stretch Monster. I feel like I saw this. I had this demoed to me quite some time ago. So this is one that's actually it's been a while since this was revealed the first time.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, these are all these are all fantastic games, and I implore you to go and check them out and wishlist them also.
Is Stretch Monster a game like? And I'm only just seeing it from the hand thing. It looks a bit like Poppy Playtime.
So it's a very very hard one to explain, but essentially the
Mm.
concept is that your character can physically stretch the world in which you're within.
Oh,
So, for
okay, very
example,
different.
yeah, so imagine you're within like a cell, like a jail cell, a prison cell.
Yep.
You can stretch the world such that the bars get further apart and then you can walk through them.
Oh, wow, okay, that does sound cool.
So the best way that I would explain it is it's a cross between something like Portal, um, and I can't remember the name of the game, but it's the one where you have a gun that talks.
What, High on Life?
Yes, it's got that sort of vibe.
Okay.
Just wacky. Yeah. So it's high on life Portal. Yeah, exactly, like Portal. Yeah, it's a
Hmm.
it's a it's a physics game basically.
Very cool.
Um and yeah, this is one that I had demonstrated to me maybe a year or 18 months ago, and
Right. Hmm.
the fantastic puzzle stretching world game. This is one that if it was out, it would probably be within the innovation and creativity category.
Right.
And maybe once it's out, it will be. Who knows?
I was going to say maybe next year it will be there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Very
So that's
cool.
all 16 categories. So what I'm thinking is we've actually got a few trailers to play for you.
We actually have 8 game
Yes.
trailers for 8 titles that are all going to be playable at the
Mm.
Debug Games Festival. Um, yeah, so
So
and
I'm
this is out
thinking.
of the. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say I'm thinking we play two and then we come back for Q&A and
Yes.
then another two,
Yep.
etc. until the end, and then yeah, that will conclude the stream. So um, just trying to think which one's the best to start with. Smush, maybe.
Yes. Yep.
Let's start. Let's
Let's do it.
start. I'd be interested to know if you to know if anyone knows this one.
Yeah.
It's something a little bit
It's
special.
very different.
Here we go.
I tell you what, that first game, that was like some trip I've never seen before.
It's pretty
Wow.
wild. So that's called Smush Boys,
Yes. Yeah.
and it's as 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 our games editor Nick explains it, it's Super Smash Brothers but with tomatoes drawn in MS Paint.
Oh, is that what it is? It's like a brawler type. Well, not is brawler probably the wrong word? I don't know, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's probably fair.
Hmm.
Yeah. No,
Wow.
it's yeah, super different, super different.
100%.
Um that's quite the fitting description. Yeah, I agree, I agree. Also Outlaw made here in Norwich. So,
Ah, did not
yeah.
know that. Wow.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a it's a it's a local title, and we've got the entire team, like literally everybody,
Hmm.
um,
Yes.
coming to. I believe you had Outlaw at Bristol also.
I have a feeling you were correct, but I don't want to say that just in case I'm wrong. Um,
Yeah, no,
Potentially think we might have done. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was a very late edition. It was an on the day edition.
Yeah. Ah. Yes. Then I do know.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, we
Mm.
did. Yeah.
It
Just
was
wish.
a it was a
Out.
hey, we're gonna show this game off today.
Yeah, but that's absolutely fine. There
Yeah.
were great bunch of people, and yeah, we get there's a lot of love for Outlaw. I will say, not just in the chat here today, but a lot of people talking about Outlaw. So that's good.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's got that sort of Super Mario Galaxy slash Sonic Adventure Chow Garden
Yeah.
um slash everything. It's
Mm.
it's just it's a little bit of everything. I've it's in Norwich, so I've played a fair bit. And yeah, highly, highly, highly recommended. Yeah,
Fantastic.
if you want to play those two games and literally over 100 more, you can come to the Debug Games Festival, which we can turn this magical thing on here real quick,
There it is.
just to show you. So, if you want to come to the awards are at the Games Festival. So, if
Mhm.
you have tickets for the Games Festival, you also have tickets for the awards. If you are nominated or you submitted your game for consideration, you will have been sent tickets. So go and check your mailbox, grab those tickets, and we hope to see you there. So
VIP tickets already brought. Thank you very much. We appreciate
perfect,
that.
perfect. Yeah, it's proving to be
Mm.
quite the event. Absolutely terrifying. We've done events. We've done events before. You've done tons of events at this point. It's probably about 10 or so.
Yeah, I can't
It's
even count
it's
anymore.
it's quite a few events.
Yeah,
Um, this is I guess Debug's like fourth event technically, but it's definitely our biggest one.
hundred
Um,
percent.
it's
Yeah,
certainly our,
100%.
our, our it's certainly our first arena show. There's a lot that goes into it. Um, on our regular streams, we usually go quite deep into the details, as many of you will know. We
Yeah.
we we talk about security and insurance
Oh
and
God, yeah.
projector screens and all sorts of fun stuff. But we'll leave it this time. Um, so if no one has any more questions, we will go into the next two trailers.
And
Okay.
also, what I will say is, if you aren't a regular follower of the streams, do make sure to. We're literally here every Thursday at 8 p.m. We go
Hmm.
pretty. At the moment, obviously, we're quite heavy into the Games Festival, the Debug Games Festival, and obviously the awards. But going forward, and to be fair, during some of these, there's still chat about the magazine itself. There's a lot of insights into it, and kind of exclusives are all announced here on the
Mm,
streams. As well as that, will be going forward, be kind of a bit more insights into some of the games, and we start to bring in some guests as well. So exciting time for the
yeah.
streams.
It's not Thursday today. Yes, very very
Y-
perceptive.
Correct.
Yes, this is a special one-off stream.
Yes.
but usually Thursdays.
Yes. Yep.
Having said that, I am looking at potentially doing something else throughout the week, as we've discussed.
Have we?
Yeah, we have.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, it was a little while ago, to be fair, but
He'll refresh my memory shortly after the stream.
yeah, it's that 48-hour stream that you're going to do every week.
Ah, yes, that one. I remember that now.
Well, so there you go.
Oh,
I'll turn the ticker off and
actually,
on
we'll
to
go
oh
back to that
oh
question in a minute.
oh.
Sorry, let's go for it.
Okay, we'll do
Yeah,
a trailers and yeah, come back.
yeah.
Oh, this next one is very cool.
Here we go.
Yeah.
This is no ordinary chair. This chair is special. It's about to change everything. Mildly amusing, but you could do better. Welcome to the RMF Ragdoll testing facility. It appears you have not been assigned a subject number. Also, you are blue. Interesting. I believe I may have a job for you. I need you to work your way through the facility. I will collect the results as you do. Whilst in the facility, I advise for you to be yourself, but try to avoid using free will wherever possible, as doing so can skew the results. Together, we are gathering information for science, for humanity, for fun. Some of the rooms you will enter will have specific challenges. Some of the rooms you will enter will have suggestions. Some of the rooms you will enter are just rooms, really. The facility will offer guidance, encouragement, and more often than not, mild judgment. When you encounter your wooden colleagues, the outcome is entirely up to you. Efficiency is acceptable. Creativity is encouraged. Overcomplicating things is fairly common. Please note, your actions will often have consequences. Some immediate, some delayed, some a little confusing. One more thing, not all buttons should be pressed.
I tried to organize a hide-and-seek competition, but good players are hard to find.
Amazing.
That ended sooner than it was meant to, but sure, fine. Here's the next one.
That's certainly an interesting title, I tell you. It's
Mm,
you're literally trapped. Yeah, so the only way to escape is basically to play through all of these different
mm.
storylines and game genres all inside one game.
Yeah,
Very different.
that's different.
Hmm, that is different.
So yeah, the first one was it's a name that I always forget actually. It's Ragdoll Physics
Oh,
Experiments. There you go.
yes. Yeah.
Um, I've seen this exhibited a few places, including Bristol,
Yes.
and yeah, it's pretty cool, right? I agree. It's definitely got some Stanley Parable sort of vibes. Um, but more Stanley Parable is a very good thing.
The very cool thing is that they also bring a big 6 foot blue, like posable mannequin. That's
Yes.
amazing. Very
Oh
cool.
yeah.
So we've got a question here. Did you go into what happens next with picking winners? Will the winners be as surprised as everyone else by the
Yes,
that's
they
what
will
it
be
was.
surprised. We don't tell them.
Nope.
Simple question.
Simple answer.
What happens next with picking winners? Okay, so basically we have a secret panel, and the panel is so secret that basically only we know who they are, and that's for pretty obvious reasons. Basically, so that bribery and whatnot can't happen. They are free to reveal who they are afterwards, but prior to the announcement of the winners, they are sworn to strict secrecy. Yeah, it's made up with a whole bunch of people, journalists, previous winners. Yeah, a nice wide variety of people that are picked in such a way that they're sort of like as unbiased as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just to reiterate, the winners don't know that they've won. The only winner that knows that they've won is the category which is for most oh god, I'm gonna forget now. It's the person. It's the most influential person. That's it.
Right.
Because there's no nominees for that. It's just like there's one person, and it wouldn't be very good if they won it and they weren't there, would it? So
yes, I agree with that.
so
yeah.
they're the only ones that know. Everybody else is complete surprise.
Amazing.
So yeah, that's the long version of that answer. This Thursday as well, April 2nd.
As in stream.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm guessing this is what you were going to tell me after this thing.
Well, this Thursday is our regular stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll be back. Okay. Well, two more. Well, four more. Two more now. Let's go.
Is life a bit stressful? Maybe you should try being a beetle instead. Introducing Lots of Bugs, a silly, cozy indie game which is currently being solo developed. Which means it's full of bugs, and not just the beetle kind. This game is still in its X stage, I mean early development, but every day it gets a little bit bigger. Let's take a look. Welcome to the Pickle Scouts. You've been given a journal to follow in the footsteps of the one who flew, a legendary beetle known as Pickle. As you explore and learn more about the buggy world around you, your journal will track everything you discover. Flowers, fruits, pebbles, trinkets, and some suspiciously brown rocks. Play solo or with friends as you explore villages, beaches, forests, and anywhere else your determined little beetle can waddle. Meet a whole cast of interesting NPCs, some slightly more interesting than others. Customize your return beetle with a soon-to-be large collection of accessories and shells. You can even doodle on your own shell. I don't know how you reach there though. Of course, being a beetle means there are important beetle activities. Currently there are 2 mini-games, with more to come. You can play a round of Beetle Dung Ball, and you can go weightlifting at the beach. Both games and others in the future will have a gentle mode, allowing for a more relaxed gameplay. You can even meet and rock out with the famous beetle band, the Fungus Among Us, with all the in-game instruments. The plan is to also allow export, because who doesn't want their own beetle band? Lots of Bugs is a low-pressure game where you can relax, explore, and just be your silly beetle self. Because life might be complicated, but being a beetle isn't. Please wishlist Lots of Bugs. An early access demo will be rolling out on Steam soon.
That's amazing.
They missed a perfect opportunity to call the band simply the Beatles.
Ooh.
But spelt the non-copyright infringing kind of way.
What was the Xbox game with a colourful... Oh, Viva Pinata.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that game. That's 20 years old this year.
Oh, is it really that old?
Yeah, in fact,
Wow.
it might have even been last year, because, yeah, it was... Yeah, boy, it's 20 years ago, basically.
Crikey.
Yeah, scary times.
Did we just do 2 trailers? We only did
No,
one, didn't we?
no, only one. I just had to get that Beatles comment out.
Love it.
Yeah, looks really cool. It reminds me of a game I used to play as a kid called Bugdom.
Bugdom, eh?
Bugdom.
I've
The
heard
source
that.
code of which is available for those who are interested and would
Hmm.
like to do a port to a weird console. Please do so. On to the next trailer.
There you go. Some more Game Boy Color love. See?
It's
Yeah.
it's the game. It's the console of the millennium, literally.
Hmm. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that was a nice loud trailer. That one.
That was a loud trailer, to be fair. Yeah. Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But yeah, there you go. That's 2 more games which are fully playable at the Debug Games Festival. I do believe that unless someone has has been very, very, very sneaky, I do believe we are the biggest showcase of games in the UK. Like,
Absolutely.
how did that happen, eh?
With a lot of sweat, blood, and tears. Is that the term?
Yeah. Oh yes. And
Um,
we're still going as well. We've already got over 100, and we're like, yeah, let's just add more
so that's some more.
because
Add some more.
we are highly sensible people.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah, no worries at
That's all
all.
right.
No worries
Happens.
at all. Yeah, we do have a pretty significant number of retro titles on display actually. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty exciting.
Yeah, and that's it. And to be fair, there's still a couple areas we have not announced, um, which is
Yeah.
they'll be
I think
announced.
we've talked a little briefly about our LAN area that we're doing.
Yes, yes.
Um,
We've got some LAN. We've got a good amount of food vendors as well. I think we
yeah,
kind of touched on the food vendors before, but
yeah,
we've tried to cover all areas. For example, your standards like snacks, like crisps, easy to pick up things.
sausage
Pizza's gonna be
rolls.
cool. Sausage
Hmm.
rolls, all the drinks you can think of. Coffee. We've also got a vegan Thai food vendor, which, by
Mm,
the way, it doesn't matter if you're a vegan or not, it's really good. Um,
yeah, yeah.
and we've even got a sweets vendor, which is even cooler. Well, not even cooler, but adding to it all.
Mm.
Then we've got a cool selection of traders as well. We got Sore Thumb Retro Games will be joining us, and some other. We've got loads going on, and
Mm.
all the stage activities as well. We've
Mm.
got Ashens joining us. Crikey, who don't we have? Lucia doing a piece on the stage. Who's kind of
Yeah.
she's a violinist who plays a lot of and has
The
done a lot of.
the gaming violinist she goes by.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, she's Italian, so there's going to be at least 2 Italians at the event.
Happy
You
days.
can you can Italian converse.
Yeah, you can Italian converse. Yes, Daniel. Yes.
Yes, you can do that.
Oh dear.
Is there going to be a schedule and floor plan? Yes. We
There will be,
have
yeah.
the schedule is set in stone, basically. You can so if you go on the gamesfestival.co.uk website, the times are actually already there. They're just not in order, if you see what I mean. So under each of the of stage activities, the time is attached to them. But yes, we will be putting out a proper schedule and a proper floor plan. The floor plan is actually still evolving, if you can believe it, because we keep adding more stuff. We've got an entire arena to play with, and people basically keep coming up to us and they say, "Hey, I would like to bring this cool thing, please." One of these things I really want to announce, but we it'll probably be like the day before that we finally actually get to announce it, which is irritating for promotional purposes, but for those that are already on board and believe in what we are doing, that will be an extra surprise.
Amazing. Do you have any? We do indeed. Yes. So Sore Thumb Retro Games themselves, they bring a lot of imports. That's kind of their big
That's their
thing,
thing,
right?
yeah.
They obviously do have non-import stuff as well. And then we've got another vendor called Dream Consoles. So if you've been to any of the VGE events before, you'll be very aware of these two. They're very prominent in the sort of game scene for like retro games, and Dream Consoles also has a lot of newer games as well. So we've got you covered there for sure. Christ, I mean, if you can't find something with those two, I would be gobsmacked because they always bring so much, and especially
Yeah.
Lee from Sore Thumb. I mean, wow, the selection he has.
He brings the whole shop, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. And you always find something new with that guy, and it's yeah. So yeah, I think we got you covered there. You want some Sega Pico? It's quite likely he might have some, be it
Yeah.
the console or some of the cartridges. Who knows? I keep looking out actually for the Tails Sega Pico game. There's a Tails one, as in Sonic and Tails.
Yeah, quite sought after.
Well, I've got one in the attic of the consoles, and it comes with a Winnie the Pooh game. So that will be my child's first games console, I reckon. They're gonna have to start on Sega. Don't come back. Stay on the Sega. So yeah.
I agree.
Dan does know the English.
The English, I am aware of it.
He can do that.
I can do the English.
See, this is it, and this is why you need to join us on the streams. We usually announce things on here. We also do a lot of posting as well. But yeah, always keep an eye on the streams because something's going to be announced.
The other important thing is that we don't just announce, we also listen to the feedback, because there's quite a few things that have been said on stream in the comments that we've then gone afterwards and say, hey, maybe we could do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we if there's I know it's very hard on the spot to say what you want, if you know what I mean, but we do tend to put quite a bit of time into looking at how we can actually fulfill these requests. So
100%.
yeah, please by all means, if there's something particular that you want, or someone particular, or whatever it is, we will endeavor to make it happen. Maybe we can't do it this time, but maybe next time. Yeah, always worth it. So yeah, if you want yeah, if there's something you want, let us know, and we will be forever indebted, and try best to make it happen.
Absolutely.
So yes, we've got 2 more trailers. I'm thinking, yeah, okay, cool. I know exactly the order to do these in. So, trailer number 7 of the day. Dragon's Brew. That's different, isn't it? It's a cafe simulator essentially.
Yeah, a bit like God, what was the? Can you ever remember a game called like Game Dev Tycoon?
Yes.
Kind of reminds me of something
Yeah.
similar.
I like these kind of 8 and 16-bit kind of simulator tiles.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a farm simulator for Mega Drive?
There was.
Recently.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. There was, yeah. Wow, God, yeah, there was.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called, but it was
Literally just called Farming Simulator.
Yeah, it was a Mega Drive version of the big
Yeah.
I guess it's indie, but big title.
Yeah. Well, Farming Simulator just seems to have grown and grown and grown over the years, especially in the kind of West Country where I currently am, and probably Norfolk actually, because it's a very rural round there.
Absolutely.
On the outskirts of the city, for example.
Yeah, Norwich itself is very much a city, but the area around is similar accents too.
Which is even weirder because we're so far apart.
I've never quite worked that one out.
No.
But
the movies.
The theory is that it was all one people at one point, and then someone came in the middle and sort of split them apart.
It.
Yeah. Could be some truth in that.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So one more trailer, and then one more trailer. Here we go.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. Oh, that's cool.
That is wild.
I'm
noticing a theme with quite a few of the games that we've got for the festival is they're just like absolutely crazy.
Just the little cat on the Hoover at the end. Great.
Yeah.
Love that.
It's
amazing.
What a fever dream. Love it. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the wilder the better, right? That's what I just said.
Yeah, I think like this is what we always say though, isn't it? It's make the games you want and let's have some fun with it. And I think that's a prime example of do something that most people haven't. Make some crazy game. I love it.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Okay, UFO. Yeah, I guess that is actually kind of UFO 50 type vibe. Yeah. So, out of interest, who's into UFO 50? Because that's something I would quite like to do a deep dive into at some point. So, if anyone's interested in that, I'd like to put a journalist in there and come up with something really in depth and unexpected. Yeah, we've been playing. Good.
Good.
That's what we're all here for. Is a little bit of
absolutely
a little bit of playing. They just released a book manual thing. Yes, yeah. No, UFO 50 is super cool. Yeah, I would love to. I'd love to do something. It's on my hype wagon list.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will come to more stuff.
Is this literally just an Xbox game?
I mean,
is
I think it's the fact that it's not on 50. Sorry, it's not on Xbox that is the problem for Tufty.
Oh, sorry. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the problem is it's like 50 games by different people, so I imagine it's a little bit tricky for the porting process,
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it. It's something I've always enjoyed, even back in the day when you'd get your NES cartridge that's got like 50 or 60 or 7,000 different games, all of which are like totally bizarre. But yeah, that's what we're into.
Well, the engine is Game Maker.
Yes.
Which I was not aware of. Interesting.
So Xbox is possible.
Nintendo Switch.
That's right. I'm an Xbox player. Reading the magazine 3 year behind means I have more chance. Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's true. What's really interesting is to read the previews in the magazine and look at the games that aren't out yet, and then look at how much they've changed, because some of them are wildly different from when we first covered them. And that to me is like one of the most interesting things about what we do, is that it's like a snapshot in time. Anyway, I am very much losing my voice. For those that don't know, I had flu all week, so I've
sounded rough as anything at the beginning of the week.
I was super
and
rough,
last week.
But luckily I rested my voice for a few days so that I could talk. I could talk today. We were meant to be doing this stream a couple of days ago, actually. So a few people will have noticed that, but I literally couldn't speak.
Yeah.
So I figured it might be better to wait until we can both vocalize our thoughts.
Absolutely. Yeah, it makes sense.
So there you go. Yes, thank you, cute Tiger Gem.
Thank you, Tufty, for joining.
And thank you everybody for joining.
Absolutely.
Seems to be a good few people watching today. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Hopefully some of these games are of interest to you. 96 new games to add to your wish list. And obviously tune in every Thursday, but most importantly, tune in on the 25th, Saturday, the 25th of April 2026, where we will be running down the winners with our host Josh Strife Hayes. Have we even announced that yet on stream? I don't know
if we have.
I don't know if we have. But yeah, if you're into World of Warcraft and MMO type stuff, he is your man.
Absolutely. He's an incredible host. He was amazing last year. From a lot of incredible feedback, we've brought him back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, please do join us in person if you can. If not, you will be able to watch the live stream of the awards, and I'm sure we'll have various recordings of talks and whatnot. But yeah, if you can join us in person, please do. Not least because it shows it shows us that we can do it again and again and again, and sponsors may be watching, and yeah, all of that good fun stuff. Speaking of sponsors, thank you once again to Game Maker, who made the awards possible, or are about to make the awards possible in 3 weeks' time. That's pretty crazy.
Holy crikey, that's close.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's been a good one. So usually we would play the trailers again, but we've only just played them. So should we have a little rave? Should we end on the rave?
Always end on the rave.
Well, thanks again for joining us. I'll just put this up there for you. So feel free to scan this little QR code.
Yep.
And we will leave you with the debug rave. And any questions, we're on all the socials and email and all the rest of it. You know how this goes. Thanks again, and we'll see you in 2 days.
We'll see you then.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.